Everyone wants you to shut up.
And yet I won't. Case in point.
All right, awesome. Let's just like get right into it. And I want to talk about when I was a kid. On the weekends, I would wake up on Saturday and Sunday morning to my parents cleaning the house. I wasn't risen up because of them cleaning. I was woken up because of the music that was playing. I would wake up to the sounds of belting singers as my parents would clean the house. And if you've been in this predicament like me, then great. If you didn't, honestly, you might have been missing out. From Journey to Mariah Carey to Whitney Houston, Elton John. It was a great time looking back. But why those artists in particular, you say? Thanks, that's a great question. Mainly because these singers and these types of singers and these types of songs have the singer sing as if the rent is due. And that's what I kind of want to lead up to in the terms of ballads. What's happened to them? What are ballads? What are the components of it? Who sings it? Why are they important? Where are they? Where are the ballads now? It feels like there isn't as many as before. You ever notice that no one really makes ballads anymore? That's the one thing. Like, when was the last time you heard a song that felt like everything stopped? No fancy beat drop, no TikTok dance, just a voice, a story, and a feeling that it can actually kind of hurt a bit. And yeah, that's kind of what a ballad used to be. Kind of feels like it's dying, or at least we're not giving the spotlight to ballads as before. So let's first begin with, what's a ballad? Slow or have an emotional tempo. The lyrics tells a story or express deep feeling. The vocals are the main focus. The music supports the mood, and it leaves you with a really strong feeling.
Let me tell you something, man.
Let's get one thing straight. A ballad isn't necessarily have to be a slow song. It's emotion in its most rawest form. The classic ballad was built on simplicity. One voice, one confession, one melody. Whether it was Elton John's Your Song, Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, every great ballad had one thing in common, and it was telling the truth. No filter, no auto-tune tricks. Just someone saying this is how love feels and it hurts. The 80s and 90s in particular were the eras like my parents grew up in. It was a golden era of ballads. You couldn't really turn on MTV. You know MTV? If you remember MTV, if you do, good stuff.
Infinity points to Gryffindor.
Without Hearing Nothing Compares to You, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, Careless Whisper. Like, these were the tunes, man. Like, this is what it was. And they're all, I would say, like dramatic songs. Power ballads ruled rock, R&B, pop. Every single genre had this sort of power ballad. Every artist kind of had to have at least one. These songs weren't background music. They were like the center thing. Every time that you're listening to it, it's the main thing that you're listening to, whether it's the powerful instrumental or the powerful voice. For example, Titanic. You need heart, you need romance, you need, great looking actors, but you know what you need most importantly of all? Celine Dion.
Showing a heart!
She makes the movie. The song makes the movie, creates the movie's atmosphere and how tragic yet beautiful the movie is and what happens with the Titanic and everything else.
And let me ask you something.
What changed, really? I believe in modern media now, and in modern music, we're more focused on getting our attention fast enough, and we're also focused on streams. They want to make songs a little bit shorter, a little bit straight to the point, and you want it to be catchy and easy to comprehend. No slow build up, no nothing, because it's waste of time and it's waste of the listener's energy. They don't have the patience anymore, basically. Things like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikToks, and everything. We use edits, and the edits that we use and that we consume are very small snippets of a song, and that song is probably the peak of the song, but never really the intro, the build up. It's kind of, okay, now if we like this TikTok of this edit of a song, we're just going to go listen to that song, but maybe only listen to that specific part. So maybe the ballad didn't die per se, but definitely just fell out of the rotation of people's playlist. There's a possibility with these short reels, with these TikToks, with these kind of 15-second edits and clips, is that we lost the feeling of how to feel and going through the emotions of a song. The main thing right now, maybe we're just feeling those feelings differently. Maybe it's okay that we're feeling them fast because it's still valid, right? Maybe the deliverance of how the song uses or how the artist is using those emotions is a lot different than before. So the truth is that people still feel. It's just different now. And they've used a different formula in a sense. We've traded these long emotional storytelling songs for the aesthetic of sadness. Instead of crying to one song we have on repeat every single time, we kind of have this 15-second TikTok edit of what it is that we're sad about, and we kind of watch that over and over again. Instead of a piano heartbreak, lo-fi nostalgia, and our trap melancholy. The emotions, I feel, didn't disappear. They just kind of got compressed. And if you compare one song, for example, Adele's Someone Like You to Olivia Rodrigo's Vampire, they're brought out a lot differently. The big buildup with Adele's Someone Like You, tempo and how it rises is a lot different from before than today. I think the main difference between the two songs, one gives you a time to grieve and listen, while the other one is emotionally venting to you how to feel and how they're feeling. It's the same feeling, just slightly different format. So maybe the ballad isn't dead. I'm just over exaggerating, as this channel is supposed to be. Artists like SZA and Sam Smith and Lana Del Rey, you know, these modern artists that kind of push those ballads in a more digestible way that we as listeners are consuming. The modern ballad isn't about power notes or movie endings. It's more intimate. It's mainly between the artist and how they're feeling, rather than this grandiose expression of emotions. I kind of feel that ballads now are just a little bit more nonchalant to how they were, and you can kind of compare it to two different basketball players that play similar but are in two different eras. Example, Kobe Bryant in the 2000s would kill with these mid-range master moves, step backs, fadeaways, unbelievable remarks of efforts and dribble combinations. And then you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's doing almost the same thing as Kobe Bryant's doing, killing in the mid-range, but he's doing it in a way that's more methodical, that's more counter-esque, the chalant versus the nonchalant. So why do we still need ballads, right? That's kind of what ending on here is, that ballads are a reminder for us how to slow down and feel what we're actually feeling and what we're actually listening to. Maybe the ballad's not dead. Maybe it just needs to be a kind of small reminder we need to keep in our head. So yeah, that's enough for me today. So tell me, what's your ballad? What's your favorite one? You know, you can leave it in the comments. Maybe it's a ballad or a song I haven't listened to. I'll give it a shot. Until next time, we'll be talking more as we do on this channel, and I'll see you in the next video.